Hey everyone, it's Kristen from Wild Birds Unlimited of Barrie Newmarket, and I am going to open for the first time our newest Wild Birds Unlimited feeder, the TreeScape Window Feeder. So I saw this feeder for the first time maybe a year ago, and I saw the first prototype and I was super excited when I saw it, and I'm so thrilled that it's finally here and ready for us to offer in store. So this is a window feeder. Yep, goes right on the outside of your window, so it brings the birds nice and close. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to unbox it, show you all the pieces, how to put it together, and what you might want to put in a window feeder. So window feeders have a little bit less capacity than a tube feeder or a hopper feeder. So it allows you to put some special treats in your window feeder to offer your birds. Okay, so here we go. We're going to open the box. First time, just came in. So excited. Ta-da! So I can see the top there. It's meant to mimic a tree, so I'm assuming the green is the top. By the way, if you're looking on some help on how to put it together, instructions are right there on the back of the box. So this is the top. So like all of our other Wild Birds Unlimited tube feeders and window feeders, this is going to be made out of a really high quality plastic that's UV stable. So you're not going to get it cracking or fading or yellowing in the sun. Okay, so if you do have a sunny window, not to worry, this feeder is going to be just fine. So here's the top. And the sides, these cute little sides that look like branches. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of line them up and pop them in. They literally just pop right in the lid. There we go. There's one side on. And so you can see I'm setting it up so you can see these little holes here. They should be facing the inside of the feeder. So there's one side. And there's the other side. So that was pretty easy. Didn't take much to put that together. And now there's a few other pieces we're missing here. So I'm just going to unwrap this little dish. It's stored in tissue in the box so that it doesn't get scratched or anything. And so of course these are the all-important suction cups. So these are what's going to secure your bird feeder to the window. And there's two little spots that those suction cups go. So they just kind of slide in all the way up and they fit really snugly. Whoopsie. So I'm not really worried about these coming loose or anything like that. They're quite snug in the feeder. So there we go. And then we have to put the back on. So there's a little piece that kind of connects the two branches. And it just pops in there like that. And then really it's just as simple as putting the dish in. And there we go. And actually there's also another piece that's optional. So you can use this or you don't have to. It's a divider. So if you want to put two different foods in the tray, you can do that just by putting that little divider in and it will keep it separate, which is nice. So there you have it. It just kind of sits in there. So picture this on your window. And when it's on there, you don't want to move it too much. So pick a spot that you're not going to have to move it at all. Make sure it's the right spot for your place. And then all you have to do to fill the feeder is really just remove the tray and fill it, which is awesome. So this feeder is backed by our Wild Birds Unlimited lifetime guarantee. So again, it's not going to crack or fade and all that wonderful stuff, go yellow. So if the tray does crack and wear over time, you simply bring it into us and we can replace it for you. Also, the suction cups are very, very large. When you see window feeders, they're not always this generous. So in order to install your feeder properly, here's a few tips. First of all, you want to make sure that it's at least 10 degrees outside. So not usually a problem during the warmer months, but when we get into the fall and winter, that can be a challenge. So if you're going to put one of these out, you want to wait until it's at least 10 degrees outside, and that's 10 degrees Celsius. Also, you want to clean your window thoroughly before you are thinking of applying the feeder. So pick your spot, make sure it's nice and clean, give your windows a little clean where the feeder is going to hang. And then what I like to do is soak the cups in warm water. So I do that for about 2 minutes to get the plastic nice and pliable. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumb and rub it into the suction cups. So as gross as it sounds, it'll transfer some of the oil from your fingers onto the cup, and it makes it stick a little better. Then you simply center it and stick it on and make sure those suction cups are pressed in. Hold for about 30 seconds and your feeder is good to go. Now, when you're installing it, you probably want to leave the dish out of the picture, and you don't want to have it filled with food. So make sure that it's empty when you install it as well. So what can you put in there? First of all, have a look. There's wonderful drainage holes in there, so you don't have to worry about water collecting. So this is not a bird bath, this is a bird feeder. So you'd want to put any kind of bird food in here. So you could put our no mess blend in it. You could put any of the blends that you use at home. You could put, this is a wonderful opportunity to offer some treats for your birds. So what about bugs and bits? So this is bugs and bits, so this is bark, butter bits, and dried mealworms. And also I've added a touch of roasted peanuts in there. So that looks pretty yummy. Or what about Choice Plus? So Choice Plus has all those wonderful things in it: bark, butter bits, fruit, sunflower seeds. So there you go. You can put 2 of your bird's favorite treats in there. You could put nesting blend in there, or winter blend. You could put live mealworms in there. This is a great way to offer live mealworms. You could put all kinds of different treats. If you have Orioles, you may want to put an orange half if it's the right time of the year. Or you could put just plain bark butter bits right in there, or even nuts. So really the possibilities are endless. It does hold, I'm actually quite impressed at the amount of seed that it's able to hold. That's pretty generous. So I'm very happy with that. And I love the look of this feeder. It's so cute. Kind of reminds me of Swiss Family Robinson for your birds. So there you have it, the Wild Birds Unlimited TreeScape Window Feeder. So cute. Your birds are gonna love it. And I think you'll love how close it brings the birds to you. That's why I love using window feeders at my house. I get to see the birds so nice and clearly right by the windows. And the wonderful thing about window feeders is generally they help your birds understand that your window is glass and not something to fly through. So window feeders can help to signal to birds that it is a glass surface, and it does actually help to reduce window strikes in the window where you hang it, in the section of the window where you hang it. So that's a good thing as well. So here we have the TreeScape window feeder out and mounted on my window. So I wanted to show you what it looked like once it was finally in place. And it took me about 5 minutes to clean the window, get the feeder ready, soaking the suction cups, and filling the feeder. So it didn't take very long, and I was able to get it out, and now I just have to wait for the birds to find it. And that can take a little bit of time. So I'm expecting that the birds are not going to use this feeder right away, that it's going to take them maybe between 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes even longer, to use a new bird feeder. Now, if you have other feeders out or you're using foods that they recognize, it might take less time. That's always a bonus, but it might take them a bit of time to find your feeder, and that is totally normal. The reason it can take some time is because birds don't have a great sense of smell. So when you put out those yummy roasted peanuts and bark butter bits, they can't smell that you have put those foods out for them. Instead, they have to find them visually and decide that that's something that they want to investigate and try to eat and see if it's food. And so that process can take a little bit of time. So if it's something that they already recognize as food, that'll happen a little bit faster. Also, I find that just some birds have personalities that are a little bit more outgoing. Chickadees are a bit more curious and a bit more adventurous with their food. So they're typically the first ones to find a bird feeder and sample it and decide that it's a good place to hang out and eat. So some birds may find it faster than others, but once the other birds see your chickadees or whoever finds your bird feeder first, they're going to be more inclined to join in the buffet as well. Now, in terms of who will use this bird feeder, it's pretty wide open. Pretty much any of our backyard birds would be interested in using this bird feeder. Everybody from finches to chickadees, woodpeckers, nuthatches, Cardinals love to use window feeders. I've had Orioles at my window feeders. I get hummingbirds because I have a hummingbird window feeder. And I even will get blue jays as well if the feeder is the appropriate size. So at my house, I've had a wide variety of birds using window feeders. So really, it's totally wide open who will be coming to this feeder. The other thing I love about window feeders is they are so great for pets. So if you have indoor cats, for example, these window feeders are a wonderful way to bring nature closer to them, and they get tons of entertainment out of it. So I know that window feeders are really popular among cat owners. It keeps your cat and the birds entertained. They're both curious about each other, and yet they can watch each other from a safe distance away, which is cool. And window feeders are also great for families and for close bird observation in general. So when you put a bird feeder out, sometimes it's quite far away from where you can actually see the birds really well. And having your birds nice and close on the window will allow you to identify them pretty quick and easy. It'll teach you more about their behavior. If you have any kids, it'll get them up close and hopefully interested in the birds and nature in your backyard. So there's a lot of benefits of having the birds nice and close as well. Wonderful for close observation. So I'm going to be taking pictures and videos of the birds at this feeder, and I'll try to get them up on our social pages as fast as I can. Sometimes I get a bit held up, but I'll do it as fast as I can. But yeah, I look forward to watching the birds come to this feeder, use it, and to see the joy that it brings to my birds and myself watching them in the backyard. There we have it. Take care, everybody. Enjoy your birds, and we'll see you again next time.